focus. What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliott Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about initiation, when a woman should initiate and how, okay? Now, if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I will love you forever. Just click the red button below along with the bell notification to get my videos right away. And if you want to work with yours truly, links are down in the description. So, the reason I am making this video is a lot of women, I just had 3 today, in some way were asking me if they should initiate or if they should reach out to the guy. And then they go on to tell me, and I hear this all the time, that the reason they don't and the reason they got a hold of me is, well, they want to know if it's the right move because they don't want to come off needy, clingy, something like that, right? And or lose power, whatever. And I'm going to tell you the same thing I told them. So listen up. And if you haven't yet, ladies, again, show your friends and your homegirls this video, share it with them, give it to them, link it to them, whatever, because everyone's asking me this question and I'm going to tell you the honest answer on what guys are thinking and how you should be looking at it instead, okay? So it's based, believe it or not, I know, hard to believe because I talk about this in every video, it's based on context, 2 types of context. What you do up to that point of reaching out and what you do after, okay? It is, I tell women all the time, it is never one thing. It is never one thing that creates the context, unless it's something extreme, such as, oh, he thinks you're a nice girl or a nice chick, and he walks in all of a sudden and you're banging his best friend, right, or his brother. Well, then, yeah, I mean, that's gonna kind of ruin things and change the context. But by reaching out to a guy, you're never going to be looked at as this crazy girl, okay? This needy, clingy, whatever. You're just not, and a lot of women think that's the case. Now, if you are looked at, you know, as that girl, then it's what, again, it's context. Number 1, it's what you did up to that point. So 2 girls would come to me, you know, different situations. And one, I would say, yeah, reach out to him. And the other, I would say, it's better not to. And this is how you're going to figure out which one you are. If up to this point, he has, you know, things have been good for the most part, and you feel like your game has been decent, meaning like you haven't been needy, you haven't been clingy, it's reciprocal investment, he's investing in you, you invest in him, and things like that, then you should reach out, because probably the reason he's pulling away is something personal, or maybe he's taking you for, I mean, it's not because you're clingy is what I'm saying. Maybe if it is going that well between you two and it's reciprocal investment and it's been going on for a while and you guys have been hanging out and doing things like that, maybe the guy's in his head thinking, oh man, this is getting a little serious. You should reach out, okay? Because you're not doing anything wrong. And I don't think you're needy or clingy for doing so. It's crazy how in 2020 a woman can reach out to a guy and be called clingy, even though she's not doing anything wrong. It's normal to reach out to somebody. It's normal to ask to see them. It's normal to want to sleep with them. It's normal to go on dates and to talk, and like that's all normal. Now, when it's done to an excessive amount, it is looked at as needy or clingy. But up to this point, if you've done nothing wrong, reach out. And I'm going to tell you why in a little bit. Now, if you're the other girl and you were actually doing something wrong, okay, meaning like you chase too much, you double, triple, quadruple text multiple times, you did like all these kind of things, there's 2 reasons why you shouldn't reach out. 1, if he's just lost interest then, okay, because he's not reciprocating. And 2, you're only digging yourself a grave. Like there's a reason he pulled away and you're only emphasizing it. He's like, yeah, I made the right decision, look at this. So maybe you should pull away a little bit, wait it out, and then come back around later on. Maybe that's even, who knows, right? But the reason I tell women, if you're not this one and you're the decent girl who played the game, not an A+ game, just a normal game, like normal, back and forth, and he's changed. He's not changing because you're needy or clingy. He's probably changing because of the context. It's probably something the guy does, right? His fault. Like he love bombs you, or he really likes you and he realizes, oh shit, what am I doing? I don't want a relationship, and now I did all this, and I feel like that she feels that I do want one, so if I keep on complying, it's telling her I'm on the same page when I'm not, right? That's what he's thinking. But I do believe women should reach out, because if you don't, believe it or not, right, he actually has the power because you're in the gray area wondering what's going on, and he knows why he's not responding. And if you don't say anything, it's like he's like, whew, got out. So you're playing what I call a reactionary game. He made the decision, and you're hesitant on doing something about it. Now, instead, I think a high value woman wouldn't put up with that shit. She would reach out, see what the guy has to say, and I'm not saying call a guy out. This isn't like, hey, why are you being like this? I'm talking about, at least in this scenario, should I just reach out? Like, I haven't talked to him in a week. I just want to say hi and what's up. Like, yeah, you can. There's nothing wrong with that. Because at least you get a little more intel. I always tell women, worst case scenario, you're back in the situation you're in right now where you're not talking. So you might as well reach out. And depending on how he responds or lack of, okay, you can act accordingly. And then you're not on the reaction anymore because you did something, you sent something, he reacted to it, and then now you're going to react back to that. But then after that, you're not reacting anymore. If he's a dick about it, you're like, okay, whatever. And then you have more intel, to act accordingly is what I'm trying to say. So it's basically a two-step process. You have to figure out what kind of girl you are based on the context, and the context doesn't mean the guy pulling away. In both situations, the guy's pulling away. It's just, is he pulling away because you are actually a crazy ass woman, or maybe it's something else. The guy got in his own head, maybe it's going too well and it seems like a relationship and that's not really what he wants, or maybe it's work or stress or whatever it is. Okay, maybe he's taking you for granted, it's long distance. Figure out what girl you are, and then if you're this girl, the crazy one, step back. Don't do anything, okay? You're only emphasizing why he pulled away. But if you're this one and things are good for the most part, I think a woman should reach out. And a lot of women are like, I'm afraid of losing power. Again, it's not a power thing. You reaching out is not going to cause you to lose power. It's everything you do up to and after. And what I mean by after is if you're talking to this guy and he doesn't give you the response you want, and then you keep on responding, or you're doing this, you're doing that, then you're going to start become this girl, okay, the crazy one. So, and I say the same thing about sex. A lot of women are like, guys just want to hit and quit. And yes, there are guys out there, but a lot of the times it's sex, or sex creates context, and it's what a lot of women do after it. People just start acting, guys and girls start acting weird after sex, and then they wonder why people are pulling away. It's just not as sexy, no pun intended. But, so there you go, ladies. With that being said, determine what kind of girl you are, look at the context, and if things are going well for the most part and you don't think you're the crazy one, and again, just reaching out and initiating does not mean you're crazy, there's nothing wrong with that, then I do think you should ask, hey, what's going on, how are you, how have you been, whatever, to get some clarity to see how he responds, because if you don't, then you're playing a reactionary game and you're in your own head. And if you don't reach out, he doesn't reach out, then no one's happy, okay? It's lose-lose. So with that being said, ladies, I love you. Take care and peace.